Hey guys, today we are going to meditate on Jeremiah chapter 23 from verse 16 to verse 40. It's a long passage. Let me read some passages for you. We will start with part 1 about the false prophet. Verse 16. This is what the Lord Almighty says. Do not listen to what the false prophets are prophesying to you. They fill you with false hope. They speak visions from their own mind, not from the mouth of the Lord. Verse 21. I did not send this prophet, yet they have run with the message. I did not speak to them, yet they have prophesied. The next part is, I like to read verse 32. The Lord declares, Indeed, I am against those who prophesy false dreams, declares the Lord. They tell them and lead my people astray with their reckless lies. Yet I did not send or appoint them. They do not benefit these people in the least, declares the Lord. What can we learn from these passages? These false prophets offered the people a false hope by means of preaching the popular message, and the people held on to it. Not only the false prophets give the people a false hope, but they also minister under a false authority. If the prophets were truly from God, they should have lived godly lives and asked the people to turn from their wickedness. Instead, they taught a popular theology. They made it convenient for people to be religious and still live in sin. Because the people listened to the false prophet, the people believed the lies about God. And what we believe about God determines how we live our lives. The false prophets were also speaking under a false inspiration. They depended on their own delusion mind and even plagiarized messages from one another. The true word of God, the true word of the true prophets have power to tear down, build up like fire that consumes waste and purify whatever it touches. Nowadays, there are false prophets and teachers in this world. People who claim to know God's will because of their dreams, their study of astrology, or their special spiritual gifts. Some of them have invaded the church. Anyone who claims to be speaking of the Lord must be tested by the word of God. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to his word, it is because there is no light in them. It is the warning in Isaiah chapter 8 verse 20. Lastly, we need to remember the people keep asking repeatedly and did not want to listen to the truth. God then asked Jeremiah not to entertain this wrong attitude of the false prophet, the sinful people, and the false prophet when they asked him. What is the application we can get from this passage? Well, I believe there are several applications. The first one is this. How do you know who is the false prophet? All words and all prophecy must be tested by the word of God. It is already given in the warning in Isaiah chapter 8 verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to his word, it is because there is no light in them. The second is this. We need to soften our hearts and open our ears to listen to God's voice. Maybe God has been trying to tell you something, tell me something, but I do not want or unable to listen. Quiet down our hearts and examine our ears to listen to God attentively. Lastly, time to take God seriously now. Many nowadays worldly organizations put an emphasis on fun and entertainment as a replacement of the real message, the message of truth. In James chapter 4 verse 10, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and He will lift you up. I pray, Lord, that this warning and this message be edified to you. Thank you and goodbye.